Let go, grab a seat, fair enough. Gentlemen, today we're going to talk about hired guns. Now what is a hired gun?
A girl that is hired for her beauty.
And you can thank management for finding them, right? So what we're going to end up talking about specifically are the go-go dancer. There's a way of getting the go-go dancer off of her pedestal. Literally off of her pedestal. There's the bartender. That's a hired gun. I've enjoyed go-go dancers, having pulled them from the club. Full Monty, girlfriend. I've had the bartender. I've had at least a couple dozen bartenders. Easy. That was a focus of mine. So what an honor it is to be able to go in, see a beautiful girl. She's a bartender, a real busy girl, really strong, you know, a couple tattoos on her gorgeous body, you know. Bartenders. Shooter girls. You know, the girl who's hired to walk around in her little mini skirt and, you know, sell you shooters. There you can actually pull shooter girls. It's also going to extend beyond that to clerks, how to work a clerk, how to work a waitress, because those are hired guns too. The Hooters girl, you know, I've had a Hooters girl. And all the way to the exotic dancer. Now I'm not sure if you visualize yourself as a man who would date an exotic dancer, but if you do, they are pullable. You can actually pull an exotic dancer. She said no so often. Yes means yes. When you finally come along and convince her that you are the exotic dancer boyfriend type, you can actually do that. But there are game plans for each of them that have worked successfully for me, and that's what I will get to, right? But I just wanted to sort of put a parameter around what is a hired gun, right? I'll tell you one thing that is important. A lot of the girls in these clubs, the hot ones, I don't know if you yet know this, they're secret hired guns. They look like they have gone there to be a hot girl and go party and go dance. They're actually paid to be there. Wow. Some of those girls that you talk to were just paid to be there. They get free drink tickets, they get money. Six hot girls are hired from a modeling agency, and they come to this club just to hang out. Hillary is one of those girls. She gets hired by a modeling agency, her and a bunch of her hot friends, to go on a Saturday night to a club from this time to this time, and all she has to do is look hot, smile, hang around the VIP area, right, and chat with people, because if no hotties come on that weekend, no guy will ever come back to the place, right? Now, is it unfair? Yeah. Is it cheap of the promoters? Yeah. You know, to me it's unconscionable. The girls that you bring, you have too many girls to go to a modeling agency for. You're doing the hardcore thing of let's get some hot girls to the club that happen to be looking for guys, maybe, or at least hang out with the girls. It's real. But what happens if the promoters aren't good? What if the place is tanking? Then they'll just throw money at the problem and they'll hire hotties, right? So some of the girls you've been talking to have been hired guns. It's not harder to get a hired gun, it's just different. So that is my introduction to hired guns. Sorry to have gone a minute too long, but I'm now going to give you the conch shell for the last little while and introduce you into it by saying, this man, I've watched him personally. Guys, this man, I've watched him personally game exotic dancers repeatedly. His game is designed to pull hired guns. I feel my game is actually, what you've seen in there is the type of shtick that is designed for hired guns, because hired guns are not just hired for their beauty, they're also hired because they can talk, they have good personalities and all that, right? They're exploiting that, and that's why they, you know, you have to have good people skills to be a hired gun. Bartenders and waitresses and such, right? So I've seen him do that, you know, not to name names, but Candy Dude, I watched the set, and I've seen what you were like in your relationship. So he's no stranger to the world of hired guns. Fair?
Yes, I think that's where one of my specialities lie.
Yeah.
So, what I wanted, I focused on. So, because I focused on women that are paid for their beauty, that's my game is mainly built for hot girls that get hit on all the time, and their job is to get hit on. So how can you have the skill, so this is what you need to learn, have the skill to be able to pull a girl that is hit on maybe 200 times a day for a job? How can you be different? What can you do?
How can
different?
you be special in a world of you're not special?
Yeah, and where she sees money all the time as well, because these guys are paying out.
How do you turn off her agenda to get back onto your agenda? That's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Those specifics.
So one thing I like to do is get rid of their objections early on before they bring up their objections. So do you know what I mean by this? Has anyone got a pen? Because I like to draw as I talk, and paper. I like an eager bunch. Okay. Okay. So, what are things that girls say to you, like hot girls would say to you? Who's been to a strip club before? Let's get that out of the way.
Would you like a dance?
That's not strip club. Yeah.
Can you imagine going into a strip club and pulling a girl?
Difficult. Not impossible,
Right.
but
It's not harder, it's just different. Right?
Yeah.
It's possible. I'm telling you it's possible. But do you picture yourself as a boyfriend type? Do you think that you would like an exotic dancer girlfriend? And if you did pull an exotic dancer girlfriend into your life, do you think you could keep her?
maybe not the way I am right now.
Okay. What do you think would have to change?
I don't know if my first of all, I think that an exotic dancer is hot, but maybe I wouldn't like her as my girlfriend.
Okay, what about a bartender?
Yeah,
Well, what's a hired gun that you would find attractive? I mean, a celebrity is a hired gun.
yeah. So
You know, a hostess,
an actress.
an actress, a model. Even if you go to a trade show, you ever go to a trade show and there's some trade show girls that are hot? I've pulled from trade shows. Trade show. You know, you go to CES, Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas. There's a trade show, and there's like the monster girls. You know, that.
I don't know what.
Hot girls hired for their beauty to be at a trade show to hand out a flyer. I don't know, not even to hand out a flyer, to go like this to a car.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
saleswomen as well.
That would be awesome.
Okay, so what's your dream of hired guns?
An actress, for example.
Okay,
Yeah.
An
I would
act-
love to have because they are intelligent, smart, they are beautiful, and I don't know, they have social skills because they have social intelligence.
yeah.
And they have many things to talk about.
Discovery's current girlfriend, I won't mention names, she is an actress in the country she's from. She's famous. She's in many movies. You know, if you see, you know, the posters of the movies, it's like, holy shit, she's famous. She's a famous girl. He's got a famous actress as a girlfriend. Just not in America, from another country. You know, different language, but all beautiful. I mean, you watch the movies and they're good. You know, she's like an actress. So I'm quite impressed by it myself. You know what I mean? Cool. Fair enough. Would you consider yourself,
I consider myself
you know, interested in strippers?
stripper.
Or rather, exotic dancers?
I don't think there are in Spain strippers.
There are not so many
Yeah.
clubs like that.
There are
Yeah,
street
it's
clubs and not
cultural
famous.
thing. That's
but
why we're not
there are
taking them out
couples.
to strip clubs this weekend. There are, but the culture's going to be too
It's different.
different here for that. It's not like New York City where you can go to a strip club and then you can actually pull the girl. But I'm telling you, it's advanced game. Hired gun game is advanced game, right? First off, don't call a stripper, call her an exotic dancer, or rather, just
performer.
a dancer. And you're gonna exactly reframe her as a performer. And one way of creating commonality is to share in the performance aspect of it. To say you're a performer, I'm a performer. You want an actress? Well, you just say I'm in the industry.
Okay.
Right? You have to match it, and then your identity is going to have to match what you want to pull. Because the girl didn't become an actress in order to go out with a delivery man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Girl didn't become a Playboy model, another hired gun, in order to go out with a garbage man. Right? A girl did not become a model in order to go out with a plumber. Now that isn't to say a plumber doesn't get laid, because good money, stable job, has a house over his, roof over his head, and could raise a family, right? And when it comes to creating fame, you can have a plumbing site on the internet that shows an author, about the owner. You click on it, and there you are, leaned up against your awesome car. You're a fucking real world plumber. Plumbers make money. It's not boring. To some girls, being a plumber means, wow, he's into buying and selling houses, flipping houses. He's a mover and a shaker. Plumbing is a real thing. But a girl did not become a bartender to go out with a plumber. She became a bartender because she likes other bartenders. She likes people in the industry, Or they want a baller, guy who's into sports, a sports guy, right? So your identity is going to have to match her identity in some level in order for that to happen. So that's why if we're focusing with Hired Gun Talk about exotic dancers, are you aligned with that? Are you ready for that? What if I were to introduce you to a friend of mine who's an exotic dancer? Are you going to game her in such a way as to pull her and not, right? That's what I have to solve. The first is knowing that you want a dancer. So if you want a hired gun, tell me, what type of hired gun do you want? You want an actress. Awesome. That's good to know. Right? What about you?
I don't know. I don't mind bartender or some.
If you could snag a bartender, that would be...
Hope you bartender, yeah.
Right?
I
I mean,
mind-
look, those girls, we
mind a
didn't
bartender.
game any of those. Those girls are working hard. Right? They're just going for cash. Boom, 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 boom. For me to game in there, I'd have to get a couple hot girls laughing, smiling there, act as if I'm in the industry, or at least say, we're going to be at the industry mixer. You can write that down too, industry mixer. Something you can invite people to. An industry mixer, it's just a soundbite, but an industry mixer is a place that is like a Tuesday off night, a place that invites all the bartenders from any place in for free. That's it. It's an industry mixer. And Tuesday, it's an off night. If you're a waiter or a bartender, or you're part of any of the, night clubbing community, working in them, they meet up once a week or once every couple weeks at a certain place, and it's known as an industry mixer.
And how do you get in there?
You just go, because it's a dead night.
You just say, I'm a bartender. and
Yeah,
just-
of course. You just with Moxie, or rather, you just know the bartenders. You've invited 3 of them,
Oh, okay.
right? So there's an industry mixer happening at XYZ Club, and how do you find this out? Go on the internet and type in industry mixer, Barcelona,
Mixture.
mixer, M-I-X-E-R.
In Barcelona it doesn't work like this, but there is a night when all waiters are going, so you can go to the same club same night. You don't have to be a waiter. or
It's
a
usually an
bartender.
off night anyway.
Yeah.
It's all the bartenders aren't working. They're just coming to meet each other, hang out, right? All the hotties are meeting, and you're the one. You don't even have to do it though. You can just say it. It's a soundbite that has a built-in DHV to it, right? It builds commonality with the girl who's a bartender. Just say it. There's an industry mixer happening on Tuesday at XYZ Club. I'm inviting you because you're part of the industry. Are you working? It's an off night? Okay, well, come on down. You're welcome. Bring your industry mixer friends, the bar back. Come on, just bring them on out. You meet some of my friends as well. That's a game plan. That is a wonderful game plan to own up to, because you can only work a set if she's a bartender and busy for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not 25 minutes. You got 3 minutes tops, minute here, minute here, minute here, and then you're gonna have to roll off. So my game plan for a bartender specifically is to work a set in front of her, get laughter and smiles, and then over the shoulder start an A3, knowing that A2 is complete. That is the game plan for getting a bartender. And I'll go into what to say, but
Okay, so I'll run through a load of things now.
okay.
Okay, so one thing I do is, because at some point you have to get your phone out, which is sort of frowned upon in a strip club, but you are allowed, just don't be filming, right? But you need your phone out at some point to get her number. So I use an excuse, I root the reason why I'm getting my phone out. And so I tell a story, I say, so I have my phone out and I go, I've got this really embarrassing ringtone that I can't get rid of on my phone because my ex-dancer girlfriend she programmed, like she was recording us, the sound of us having sex because it turned her on, right? So she took a soundbite from the phone of her orgasming, and now she put it on my text message ringtone. So every time I get a message, it makes this noise. Right? Oh, someone's ringing me. Okay, it makes that noise. And it's like, it's embarrassing because my mum comes over a lot, I hang out with my mum now and then, and which shows that you hang out with your mum, which they like that sort of thing. You're not just the guy that goes to strip clubs, you're nice, you can be nice as well, even though you want to play a bit of the bad boy card. But I don't know how to get it off. And so then she's like, all right, that's really sort of, so you're showing that you've got you had a stripper girlfriend, which
You're
is
embedding that
ADHD,
into the story.
but also that you can make a girl come, and it's an excuse to get your phone out, right? But then I play another card. I go, I did have, funnily enough, I did have another orgasm ringtone. Have you ever heard a clown orgasm? No? Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
And it's really loud here. Come over to this bit of the bar, and I isolate it to another bit of the bar where it's not loud. Now it's us, and we're playing with my phone now, so I play this. And that's how you do it. And so they're laughing.
And all you're doing is it's jokes. It's jokes, but it's important. It's important. Humor and the fact that you're doing this and it's fun and you're laughing too. That's it. As opposed to what you're thinking is, how do I get this? Get her to believe that this is real. How do I root it in reality? You're not. I'm f***ing with you. I'm f***ing with you. That's your answer. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm f***ing with you.
And then I'll say,
Write it down. Because I'm f***ing with you. That's reason enough.
Yeah.
Why are you saying this? Because I'm f***ing with you.
If she has that, when you show
It's just a soundbite. You can use it anywhere. I'm saying this. Because I'm f***ing with you.
and then I'll say, hey, you seem fun. We should swap WhatsApp. You have WhatsApp, right? Everyone has it. So I'm like, you have WhatsApp, right? And I don't let her answer. I say, but don't be texting me on Sunday, because that's when I normally hang out with my mum. Alright? And I don't want you texting me every 5 minutes and it going, okay? But you can text me tomorrow. Alright? And then I'll swap. And they're not allowed to give numbers. Just go, don't worry, I'm in the industry, so I'm allowed to get numbers. Like that. I'll slide over there. I go, but just to make it safe, I'll just pretend to be ordering a drink, and you say it out to me, like that. And then she's saying it as she's looking away from you, and you can take the number because you're not meant to take that.
What I like doing is doing the old school paper and pencil, where I say, go grab a pen, put your number discreetly on a piece of paper, and sneak it to me.
So download the clown orgasm and the normal orgasm, by the way. It's called
But notice-
Sherlock Holmes orgasm.
Yeah. But notice when I say that, you hear with my soundbite, it's there. It's ready to go. You actually have to have a soundbite to do a fast close. Go grab a pen and a napkin and discreetly write your contact info on it and sneak it to me.
Yes, breaking the phone.
I don't want that. I'm in a strip club. I don't want to pull my phone out.
But you already did.
No, he did.
Okay.
Well, I was in
I'm just saying that's how I
Switzerland, they
close it.
allow
I close
phones
it by making her get up, walk over there, and discreetly write it. Because she can't do it in front of me. I can't hand the phone to her. I can't pull the phone out. You know what I mean? It is an issue sometimes. If you can,
Yeah, if you
do
can't,
it. You know,
tell
and
them
you
to
root
write it down.
and you
Some
root
clubs you can, some clubs you
Right?
can't.
Because they'll come and say, sir, you have to put that away. And you're like, well, it's a phone, not a camera.
Yeah, so then paper.
Yeah.
And remember, I watch. I watch the phone. You just program it.
And you can also audio record. If you're going to go into a strip club, you might as well listen to your game and go, okay, I'm listening to every second. Where did I lose her interest? How did I you know, turn off her stripper programming, and when did it come back on, I have to listen to it again. But also, in that, you can say, give me your number, I'll remember it. It's a nice way of getting the contact info and impressing her when you do call her 2 days later.
Yeah.
You know, and out of the blue. Actually, you have to call soon because they will otherwise forget. Passionate relationships begin passionately. And beautiful women are passionate.
But in this, I mean, the context, you don't start with the phone, right? You still have to get some attraction because you're a customer, the strip is there, you just go with the phone, oh here, even this gambit, you think that's enough?
You're not opening with it.
Okay, so you have
No,
to
that's
get a lot of
25 minutes
work
in.
you have to do before that, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'll take you through my sequence, you know,
Okay.
as I recall, I just bit my tongue, from the moment you go in to how do you hold the whole night, how do you control it so that you can actually bounce girls out that night. I will.
Well,
take
if
the
I
time
run
to
through
get into
mine real quick,
Mm.
then you've just got tons, and then you can go through your sequence. I'm
Okay.
just going to spit things.
Okay.
Say.
And I've been with him in the strip clubs, and so you've been with me, so you know what the sequence is, but I mean, you're isolated with your girl, I'm isolated with my girl, so we have to actually get into what it is.
Could you just say in 1 minute that the famous New York thing?
Yeah, have you guys,
Because there's
I guess I
game in
didn't
it.
tell you guys, yeah, about this. I had a girlfriend in New York who was a dancer, and we went to her dance club. Something you normally don't do is go to your girlfriend's dance club.
Strip club.
Strip club, right? It's not what a boyfriend does, generally, just so you know.
Yeah.
It's just work for her. She goes to work, she comes out. That's it, it's her work. Oh, I've got the boyfriend profile stuff I got to talk about as well. We went there, and he met a girl. I'm just going to give the briefest
Yeah,
thing,
do it.
but he met a girl, an exotic dancer, and pulled her back to the pad, and some risky business music was on, was playing.
You know the
it
Tom
was-
Cruise
yeah.
film?
Yeah.
When he wears the shirt and he slides out, na 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 na.
Yeah,
And
haven't
his
seen
pants and socks.
Tom Cruise.
Write it down,
It's-
risky business.
What's it?
Risky,
Risky business.
business.
Risky business.
I've seen it. It's a movie.
Yeah, it comes
I
out.
saw it, I know what's it, yeah.
It's a classic.
You find
Anyway.
it on YouTube.
Either way, picture him in his underwear, sliding out to music,
On the
right,
floor.
in front of a stripper. And then the next day we went back to the same place, and he pulls a second stripper. And again, back at the house, he slides out in his underwear, right? And the third night, there was different music playing, and we went back to the same place a third time, and there he is, sliding out, having taken a third girl home every night. You go in, get the girl, bring her home. Next day, go in, get the girl, come home. The next day, go in, get the girl, come home. Just saying that, yeah, I was there, I'm just saying, I witnessed that. But the third time coming out, the music was different, it was from The Matrix, and he comes all Matrixy, and he goes, it was just so f***ing hilarious to me to see the way that all unfolded, you know. I'm just giving, you know, my boy props and kudos for being able to, in a controlled manner, pull. It's not risky business. It's more like The Matrix. You pull the girl. You go in and you gain the girl. And do everything you have to do to get that girl to want to be in your life. It's not a begging thing. It's a systematic series of things you have to, you know, handle. It's a bunch of switches in her head. The attraction switches, turning off her need for money. And you have to handle everything. And you gotta, you know, throw every stripper routine you can at her in order to define who you are to her. Right? So, shall I go through how I do it?
Yeah, sure.
Let's say we were going to go to a strip club tonight. Okay?
1 minute.
It's something you should do. You have so much time to practice all your routines because they're coming to you. So you have you're desensitizing, being in front of hot girls with their and you've got so much opportunity to use all your routines over and over again. That one goes, you've got another one coming. Boom, 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 boom. It's like the best playground ever for me.
Okay. Keno. You can't trust Keno in a strip club. So already it changes the dynamic of the entire pickup. like, how do you show an indicator of interest when they're, how do you believe an indicator of interest when they're paid to give indicators of interest?
They touch things like
They'll touch me, touch you, and you
It's
have to
not
like
right
go,
way.
I'm not in that headspace. You actually have to shut that off and get back to your game plan. So it's really important to note that it's about you, not her, right? When you go in, you're not, you know, she may put the frame of your customer, and I'll put the frame that I'm not here as a customer. Do you know the DJ? How well do you know him? Do you guys go to the same industry mixer? See, I'm going to create the illusion that I'm somehow here because I know the owner. You know, I'm not here for the whole nudity thing just yet. I can't stay long. Do you know Isis? Okay, well, she changes her name, you know, her stage name as much as her underwear, which is once a week, which is why we're not together anymore. But yeah, I'm just dropping off keys to her house. That's it. You know, you throw that in, and it's like, oh, okay. So I'm giving context of why I'm there. Here's my main point: is don't go near the end of the month where they're trying to hit rent, and so they're just working now, right? You know, that a few days before rent is due, they're working. So the best time is even a week after they're still trying to pay, you know, last week's rent, right? So
a week in.
you know, a week into a month until the third week, that's when you can go pick strippers up, is when they don't need the money, you know, second week. So, you know, just like yesterday, it's not a good place to go on a Saturday, but on a Wednesday or whenever it's less packed, but, you know, Thursday even, a better place to go. So just know that with the strip club, if you're going to become, you know, invested in gaming strippers, you're going to go on an off night. I'd rather go at 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. than at midnight.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is better. It's off night.
And they're rubbish nights anyway, so you might as well go out.
Mm-hmm.
Few hours, only 2, you don't need to spend money.
Yep. And 2 really is only if you're doing really well. Otherwise, it's 40 minutes. You know, keep it short. You go in. You don't want to be known as a mark. And now, where do you sit? How do you actually pull that off? You have to pretend you know what you're doing. So you're gonna online find the location. Maybe go with a friend. If you go with a girl, it's better than going with a guy. You can actually invite girls to strip clubs. It's normal, by the way. You know, at the end of the night, you're like, hey, we're heading to a strip club, my friends and I. And if you have a couple girls that are coming with you, this third girl, she'll come tag along. I've never been to a strip club. Well,
Yeah, they love it.
I'll show you. They love it. They love it. What was my point here? Okay, so when you go in, don't go to the pervert alley. You can write that down, pervert alley, which is all the seats around the stage.
Death row.
Death row is the other
Yeah.
name for it. Pervert alley, death row.
Pervert, yeah.
Don't sit there because you can't talk. Can't talk to girls. You want to actually talk to girls. You're going to go in for 40 minutes. You're going to go in, and you may go to the DJ. You may go to the bartender, right? Normally you don't go to the bartender, but you say, hey, I'm here. I thought I'd come say hi. You know, love the place, love the vibe. Just making my introductions quickly. Get their names, because you're going to use those name droppings. Like, you know, do you know the DJ? DJ, you know, Mabar. Do you know the bartender? Or where's, you know, I'll ask the bartender, where's the local eatery, you know, after this place closes, and, you know, where does the DJ go to eat near here? Where's the 24-hour eatery? I want to know that, because that's where I'm going to be suggesting the girls meet me at. A place they've already been to. How's that for a game plan? Right? So you go in, meet those people, and then find a seat. I like to initiate a conversation with someone while I'm still standing and just snag, and then say, I'm going to grab a seat right here. Come join me for a second. Let's turn that girl-boy dynamic off for now. You know, I mean, you're a gorgeous girl, but, you know, my last girlfriend was an exotic dancer, so the last thing I need you to do is tell me anything about your job. I know more about it than you do. See that? I'll stop there. That is me reframing me to be the boyfriend profile type. The exotic dancer boyfriend type. And that's what you're going to have to do as well, I believe. I think that's strong. That's what he does. Mm. He just seems like he's the type of guy that strippers go for. Right? My last girlfriend was a stripper. My next girlfriend will most likely be a stripper.
I've made myself the type.
I'm not even into going for strippers anymore.
Well,
You know,
yeah,
I
we've
wanna-
done that.
Yeah, higher. But
Celebrity game.
it's fun to be able to go in and actually game. But here's what I'm saying is, you're only going to do 3 sets, tops, and then you're going to leave. So it's not a place to practice. Mind you, in America, there are 14,000 strip clubs in America, right? So there's at least a dozen different places, or half a dozen in a small city, of any small city. So you can go screw up one and go to the next one, go to the next one, you know, if you're going to focus on it more than leisurely. But open a set. There's 2 ways of doing it. Now you know that these girls will open you, right? So opening is easy. It's not about, oh no, oh no. It's about, I want to snag this girl. So the enemy of the best is the good. If you find yourself talking to this stripper, you can't be talking to that stripper, because once a girl's sitting down, no other girl's going to come up and talk to you, right? So it's not like you're getting pre-selection vibes to the others, unless they're smiling and laughing, and you know, that girl notices, wow, there's like 3 strippers laughing and smiling, and you're the life of the party. Who is that guy, right? You can establish that as well. But generally speaking, you're going to sit down, find the quietest place. Where you sit is important. If it's you and your wingman and you're going in, don't just sit where the host seats you, because it may be too close to the speakers, it may be too close to the front. I want to be closer to the DJ booth, because they kind of all go there. You know,
Yeah, they congregate.
right?
Congregate.
So I want to be somewhere near the DJ booth, in line, near the back, right? It's important.
And befriend the DJ.
And befriend the DJ, get his name at least, you know.
He can get you in free.
Yep. Talk to him about where's the local eatery,
Buy him a beer.
right? Become his friend.
Yeah.
So,
I even say, like,
Grab a seat.
I've got some. Do you do personal DJing? Because I've got a few friends. We hold parties quite a lot. I'd love for you to DJ, you know.
Yeah.
And if he's probably friends with tons of strippers as well. So when you do have parties, he's DJing. Say, hey, could you bring a couple of girls? Invite a couple of girls along.
yeah, exactly.
And
I like to say, I'll bring the girls, you bring the party.
Yeah.
The girls is the party, right? Are the party. I'll bring the girls, you bring the party. Sound like a plan? Right. What I like to do for the DJ is say, a friend of mine would like to be a strip club DJ. Would you like to know why? I'll tell you. It's because I convinced him. You know, I had a girlfriend who was a dancer, and he's done DJing work. But my question to you, the reason why I ask is, do you bring your own equipment? Is this your own equipment? Because he's got his own equipment, but I'm suggesting to him is just use the equipment that's there, right? And he's like, yeah, but it sucks. I'm like, well then, use your own equipment if you want, just don't get it stolen. So what are you doing? Do you bring your own CDs, or at least, like, you know, on a laptop? That music, is it licensed? What happens when one of the girls wants to play a certain song in her set? Do you accommodate that? How do you do the licensing for that? You know, and I also preface this by saying, he's not going to steal your job. It's going to definitely be a different place, but I want to get him established as an actual DJ in a strip club.
It's a different city, you should say.
Yeah, this is my buddy in Jersey, right? But that way it gives me, you know, baffles brain, something to talk about to him, and then finding out where I would take a girl if I had success, right? Schmooze a little bit, but then sit down. When sitting down, you need a spot for another girl to sit. The enemy of the best is the good, so when a girl comes by and says, would you like a dance? Right? What I like to do is, when they look at me, I just look away. You actually gotta look away. Otherwise you get stuck talking to a girl as if you're practicing, right? You'll talk to the 7, you'll talk to the 8, instead of the 10 that is busy, so you're really waiting around. So you're there by yourself, then a 7 comes, and then you game her for 40 minutes, and then she goes and dances, and now you can't game the hottie. You know what I mean? So I hate that. If I get trapped, I don't want to be trapped. I want the hottest girl in the club.
You should have multiple answers for when they say, do you want to dance? So you don't give them the same one each time, even if it's the same girl saying. If your game's really good, they never ask you. And then you know, that's an IOI, by the way, from a stripper. That is a certain IOI, they do not ask you for a dance. Okay, so that's how I see it. One thing is, I say, they go, do you want to dance? I say, no, I can't, my hips are killing me. I can't
Write it
dance.
down. You want to dance? Nope, my
No,
hips
my
are
hips,
killing me.
as if they said dance.
Exactly, this is a joke, right?
No, my hips are killing me.
Mine is, I'm not even in this headspace right now. Guess what happened to me? I was up in a Hollywood Hills party. Guess what happened? It's crazy. Okay, you know there's two types of Hollywood. This is me thinking, you know, strip clubs in Hollywood. There's two types of Hollywood. There's the awesome Hollywood up in the hills, and then there's the shitty Hollywood that everyone tries to, you know, scrape the gum off their shoes, right? So I was in the lovely Hollywood, the Hollywood where you never have to leave, the bubbles of love up in the Hollywood Hills, right? And so something really remarkable happened to me, actually before I even get to that. I'm curious about something. And then I stack forward, right? But you see, I'm talking about a lifestyle, right? That I'm accustomed to. I'm talking about the gruttiness versus this, and that I'm in this one versus that, right? I just wanted to get to the main ideas of, you isolate the girl comes, and I'm curious about something. That's a great opener to use. I'm curious about something. Is there more to you than meets the eye? You can open in qualifying because the very act of qualifying is a high value of male behavior. It is a DHV. These girls are instantly in isolation. You're usually not having to isolate from a group. You're just waving. You literally wave a girl over and you go, hey, pick her. You pick the girl you want to bring home. You're going to pick her. And you're going to game her, usually by herself, right? Up until a point where she has to get up and go run around because she has to get up on stage. When she's on stage, don't watch the show.
Yeah.
Be in conversation with the DJ or go check out the bartender. You know, sitting by the bar, most people kind of don't do, but there are chairs there, right? The waitresses are coming and going because they're the ones filling orders, right? But the bartender is someone you can talk to. You can get valuable information about the DJ, about the owner, right? What I've done often is I would, just as a matter of courtesy, if I go to a strip club, like as if I'm a club owner, I would want to meet the owner. You know, if I'm in his place, is the owner here? Just wanted to meet him. Hey man, mystery, wanted to meet you. You're the club owner, I'm an owner, you know, club owner myself up in Toronto. And I'm curious about something now that now I just wanted to meet you and say, hey, I'm here, you know. But friends of mine are, I've got a friend getting married, and we were talking about putting a stag together, and I said, rather than just, I mean, we're adults, you know, we don't want to do a stag where we have to rent out a ballroom or some bullshit like that. I said, let's just get the guy and buddies to a strip club. Do you do catering? So, just bullshit baffles brains, right? And sometimes they say, yeah, we have a private room. I'm like, private room? Okay, well, I can't stay long right now. I'm just waiting on a phone call and picking up someone at the airport. There's a reason to be at the airport strip club, right? But yeah, can you show me that room? Right? And then there I am, being talked to by the club owner, walking around like I'm the shit, because I took the time to actually just introduce myself to him. And that is a DHV, as other girls see, you know, who's that with the owner? It looks like I'm a friend. I'm creating the illusion of some sort of value there, right? So when I'm done with that and say, okay, I'm just going to enjoy your ambiance, it was a pleasure to meet you, you know, I'll get back to you, and I get the contact info, cool, I'm just going to grab a drink. So I might go to the bar and talk to the bartender, get some more info, right? And then go find my seat finally, grab it, and then, you know, if a girl walks by and I'm not wanting her, I'll just look away. Remember, look away, right? Or no thank you, because you have to say no to them. So you can say yes to the one you want.
Yeah.
Now when the hottie finally comes, right, and you go, hi, and she comes over, and you say, I'm curious about something. And then you can stack, right, to anything that you want in that case. But ultimately, at some point, about 30 seconds to a minute in, I'm going to say to the girl, I'd like you to turn off your exotic dancer program for a second. Click. So it's off, as if, you know, girl-boy dynamic is off, and we're, you know, at a Christmas party, right? And we're having eggnog together, so it's not here. Are you in that headspace? Okay. And then stack from there. So that, I specifically tell her to turn off her stripper programming. It seems to help tricks them, you know? And I'll even say, I'm not playing the role of customer this time, I'm just in the industry. You know, I'll just throw the industry thing there. I'm in the industry. And then following it with where's the, not asking where the local eatery is, but speaking about the local eatery. You know, I'm meeting friends at a place called 7 West in Toronto, which happens to be the local eatery that I have discovered, right? So I drop that. This is where we're headed to later. And she'll say, oh, I've eaten there, oh, I've been there, or we've been there. And I'm like, well, sure you'll see me there again. That's where you'll find me. As if I'm already in the industry. She's already seen me talking to the DJ, knowing his name, talking to the bartender, knowing her name, right? Talking about the local eatery that they know, having seen me with the owner walking around and going to the VIP area, kind of like having access and talking, and you see what I mean? I'm not there with 5 guys, you know? I'm there, me, maybe my friend, but he'll be busy talking to a girl while I'm working, right? That's a very different game plan for harnessing it. Yeah.
Why would it be a mistake to watch her show? What you told people, you don't watch her show.
You know why? Because she's IOIing. She's showing indicators of, she's DHVing. She's showing her titties, right? And I don't want her to know that I've seen her titties. Because then anything that I'm talking to her about is about her titties potentially in her head. But if she knows specifically she's dancing, but I'm just distracted because I'm talking with people, laughing, smiling, I'm not in the titties headspace. You know? You're allowed to gawk and look, but you know how boring it is to watch her? You know, it's not sexualized. I want to turn all the sexuality off, at first anyway. I have to qualify her. She has to feel like I like her for legitimized reasons, right?
One thing I really say, I found works wonders, is the first time I see you naked, I don't want it to be in here.
Write it down. The first time I see you naked, I don't want it to be in here. Here's another soundbite. You better run along and make some money before you piss your boss off. Oh, wait a second, you're your own boss, aren't you? So then by sitting here and talking to me, you're exercising your freedom to be your own boss. I like that. That just bought me 3 minutes just bought you 3 minutes of time with me. That's beautiful. I'll say it again.
Yeah, repeat it, please.
You better go run along and make some money before you piss your boss off. That's part 1. You better run along, make some money before you piss your boss off. See, I'm pushing her away, right? And she may want to leave, but she wants to leave on her terms. So if I'm pushing her away, you know, she doesn't want to leave because you said so, right? You better go run along and make some money before you piss your boss off. Oh, wait a second, you're your own boss, right? As most girls think of themselves as, you're your own boss. You know, you can set who you want to talk to. If you don't want to approach that group, you won't, right? You're your own boss. So, by exercising your freedom to choose to sit and talk to me here, you're exercising your freedom to be your own boss. I respect that. I appreciate that. You know? So, go run along, make some money. Well, wait a sec. By you sitting here, this is freedom to be your own boss, so I respect that. And that respect just bought you 3 minutes of three more minutes of my time. But I do have time constraints because I've got friends at the airport. That's why I'm here. I'm just grabbing a drink and waiting for this airplane to land now. And then I gotta get out of here. And I'm picking up a couple friends and meeting up with more friends, and we're headed down to XYZ Club, you know, for drinks after. What time are you getting off? Okay, I didn't invite you. You know, it's no. Just curious to see if my friends and your friends are the same people, because we're both in the industry. Right? Any of this of value? Write it down. Good. So you're only going to do 2 sets in a club, and then you're going to leave 2, maybe 3 sets, right? And it'll only be 1 if it lasts an hour, and then you will leave.
And you don't spend money on them?
What I've done is I've believed in the learning lesson of it. So if I don't get the girl, and I've wasted 40 minutes or an hour of her time, I know I've gone in with some money in my pocket as a strip club for the education I didn't pull her, I did something wrong, and I get up and I leave, nice meeting you, and it really is over, and I'm about to leave, it's super over, I'll go back and hand her, 20 or 30 bucks and say, thank you for your time. And I feel good, I feel like I learned so much, I learned not to do this, not to do this, I lost her interest here, I lost her somewhere, she went back on her stripper program, she then 20 minutes in said, would you like a dance? I'm like, right? Gotta shut that off again. It's a working man's pickup, right? So I'll hand her the money for that. Because you're only working 1 or 2 sets. The material for that, you will work in regular clubs until such time as you're ready to go into the strip club and game. Right? Okay, we'll take over the next thing.
Yep.
Cool. Right? With A2 properly, both balanced DHVs and negs. Then you start qualifying her. Right? False time constraint yourself so that she feels more comfortable. You can even say, you are lovely. I come in waves. Wave as you leave. That's it, and leave. She's not going anywhere. She works at an information booth. You can come back half an hour later and continue round 2. And then I come in waves and you leave like this. Write it down, I come in waves. It's a nice way you can open that way. You can open with I come in waves.
But my girlfriend came in tidal waves.
So there's a way, I come in waves, you can both open and also leave the
And repeat it. I come in waves. As you walk up. Very magical.
I was doing that thing in the club last night, because it's so windy, when you swim through, when you do it, so I'm swimming through the club, and people move out your way. You're like, oh, hi! Sorry, can't stop.
Yeah. I swim. I like to swim sometimes. I just swim. And open sets with them, and got laughters and smiles and lays.
You just go like that in the club and say, oh, hi.
Yeah. Fancy meeting you here.
I do this.
I tried to, one thing I did yesterday that works, it's like just when I want to go, I do my hand like this and people kind of like, they move out of the way, they get that you want to go this way.
But this is more to open as well. You get seen. Sorry, just practicing my breaststroke.
Right. So, the go-go dancer. How do you get the go-go dancer on?
Wow.
Right? You go in, when you see them dancing, smile and acknowledge them. Hello. As if she's a real human being, just because she's on a, she's real. She's, hello? And leave that. That's first, right? When she sees you dance, when she's dancing and she looks down, are you bored, standing there with a drink, looking at her? Or are you acknowledging her and turning to your friends, and your friends are girls, and you get some social proof happening? From that point, you can walk up to her, and they'll bend down real quick, because they do get tapped once in a while, and you say, when you have a moment, I have a thought to share with you. I'll be right over there with my friends. Right? When you have a moment, when you're done. So before they run off into the back to, get their sweat off for one song before they're on for 6 more songs, or they're on for 6, off for 6. And that is how you snag them. You actually make it happen.
And when they come, oh, okay, what's the start?
Actually, before you even get to it, let me quickly introduce you to some people, because, there was a time I didn't know who they were either. So now that I do, I can tell you who's the asshole, who's the awesome person, right? And I just want to tell you right from the get-go, I'm very grateful to have the friends that I have right now. They're awesome. Your name? Okay. Everyone, this is blah blah blah. She works here at the Crazy Horse Saloon. And that pedestal number 3, yep, that's hers. She is pedestal number 3. This is a way of minimizing, right? This is pedestal number 3. From out of 8. She's not the haughty, right? But you're still being nice, but it's a little minimal. And it's a quick snag. You don't have a lot of time. So one of my other sound bites in a situation like that is where I say, Do you know why you suck? Well, the very thing that's allowed you and I to meet is the very thing that'll keep us from ever getting to know each other. You know what that is? Well, you're at work, and I'm with my friends. If it weren't for work, you wouldn't be here, right? If it weren't for my friends, I wouldn't be here either. So we have to appreciate the random moment that we meet, but it's the same thing that'll ever keep us from getting to know each other. You know why that is? Well, you gotta get back to work. And as you can see, pointing back to the girls, I gotta get back to my friends. But you know what? We're pretty socially savvy. If we wanted, we could figure a way through that. Any ideas? I have an idea. There's an industry mixer on Tuesday at, and I could pick the name of the food place that she knows, that place. And if you were to show up there, and I were to be there as well, you may have to fight for me, it's worth it. Then you'll be able to continue this unimpeded by the false time constraints that are actually just illusions. But you do have to go run around and make some money before you piss your boss off, don't you? Oh, wait a second. See, I'm just sequencing this together. So it's a quick set, but that's it. That's the routine. How do we now put that into their heads? How do I do that, Dexter?
Well, what you need to do is basically you're conveying all the things. I want to go back to more conveying the things of her objections all the time. So what you're doing there is...
But that was important.
Yeah.
You can't put that under the table because that gets me laid. What I just said right there in the last 2 minutes gets me laid. But you all got just kind of, I know we're in its weird haze, right? It's been intense and long. I'm just saying, what I just said right there, if you didn't write it down, you won't use it. Now you're not going to get laid by strippers or go-go dancers or hired guns, hostesses. This is quick, close game. You know, it's playing hard to get. So I'm going to say it again. You know what sucks? The very thing that's allowed us to meet is the very thing that'll keep us from getting to know each other ever. And do you know why that is? That's the first part.
Can you repeat slowly?
You know what sucks? The very thing.
What sucks or why you suck?
Do you know what sucks?
What sucks?
Either one. You know why you suck? The very thing that's allowed us to meet just now is the very thing that'll keep us from ever getting to know each other. As I start, leaning back, you know what it is? Well, you're at work and I'm with my friends. So we have to appreciate that. If it weren't for work, you wouldn't be here. If it weren't for my friends, I wouldn't be here. But that's what's going to keep us from getting to know each other. Because you got to get back to work. And I got to rejoin my friends. But we're socially savvy. This is social butterflies. I'm sure we can come up with a way around that, right? Isn't there a way? I have an idea. What's your idea?
Wait for her idea.
Yeah, I'd say any ideas.
You make her try.
Yeah, oftentimes a girl is just really... These are smart girls, right? So she just grabs a receipt and puts a number down and says, call me. Because I've been seeing with girls, and I'm socially savvy enough to mention that we've got time constraints, they're really illusions. You got to get back on the pedestal. I got to entertain my friends here, right? But we're socially savvy. Any ideas of how we can continue this some other time? At a more convenient place? Because I have an idea, if you don't. Industry mixer. Or we're going to grab a bite to eat when this place closes. We're going to 7 West. Have you heard of it? I'm like, oh yeah, I eat there all the time. Because that's the place I just found out from the DJ is where they all go, So I say, well, I'll meet you there. What time are you, I may be there early, unless we leave, can you get out early? If you can get out an hour early, then you can just walk with us, ride with us, or I'll meet you there. You don't have to fight for me, and it's worth it. Do you know the DJ? Okay, well there you have it.
This is for the go-go's or the talking
DJ, go-go dancer, you can say that too in a strip club.
Okay.
Sorry, in a regular club. But yeah, isn't it a great routine? It's like killer.
So the basic point is that you have to have pre-selection, because when you tap them,
Pre-selection is very valuable.
because otherwise
And good body language.
you may say, I have a thought for you that
Yeah.
we can share, and then she never just
Okay,
shows
well,
up.
I have an intuition about you. I bet you a lot of people stereotype you, think you have life a lot easier than you do, and that's not the case at all. People think it's all handed to you on a silver platter because you're pretty, and that's not really what happens. I know. I'm accustomed to beauty. I'm not desensitized to it. You know, I can get a boner if I see titties. I'm just not in that headspace right now, because guess what happened to me? See, it's me gaming. It's just me stacking all my
Yeah,
material.
of course, but the problem is she is on stage, like on the go-go dancing,
Mhm.
and says, go, and you say, go, come meet me later. Because I have a thought to share. That you don't share the comment already.
No,
And what if
it's
you
just a
never-
reason to come.
Yeah, but you don't say.
Oh, and what if she never comes? What if she gets off and she ignores me like an asshole and goes away?
Yeah.
Then she's an asshole. I can't stop people from being assholes.
Okay.
But she's socially violating. No? She shouldn't feel bad for it.
But here, why will she give me her number, or why would she like to meet me if?
Because the demonstration is already done. She's seen me with girls, and I've come up and I've been direct with her, saying I'd like to have a word with you in a moment. And I'm done doing it in kind of a more serious manner, so that she's not sure if she's in trouble or not. Kind of tricks me that way too. You know, when you have a moment, may I have a word with you?
Yeah, they get.
Yeah. May I have a word with you when you have a moment?
And then to tell her whatever you want
I've
to
done
say
that. I've done that.
later and eating plot.
No. I just say I have a thought I'd like to share with you.
Uh-huh.
And anything I say is my thought. I mean, I have lots of thoughts,
Uh-huh.
but I have a thought I'd like to share with you. You know? Actually, before we even get to it, the local eatery is 7 West. My friends and I are going to be there. Have you ever eaten there? Okay. And then I just stack to the next thing, you know? I just noticed something. The very thing that's allowed us to meet is the same thing that's going to keep us from ever getting to know each other. And they run that material. It's short set, right? It's the body language, it's the lean back, it's me dismissive already. So I'm demonstrating everything, I need to in the short amount of time that I have. And yes, she has to make her decision of whether she feels comfortable with that. But why wouldn't she? Because I've already name dropped DJ, we're gonna grab a bite to eat, I'm gonna be there anyway. It's a place she knows, she should feel safe there, and I haven't even got to that thought yet. No, now's not the time. I changed my mind, now's not the time I thought it would be, but you know what? Go run around, make some money before you get your boss off. Oh, wait a second, you're your own boss, right? You are. So then by sitting here and talking to me, you're exercising your freedom to be your own boss. I like that, that just bought you 3 more minutes of my time. You're fun. Hey, I'm curious about something. If you had no chance of failure, you could be anything in the world, don't say princess, what would you want to be? You see, I think of myself as a performing artist, you're a performing artist, you know? We have a lot of commonalities, and I'm not just talking about the commonalities that all humans share, like we are celestial beings on a sphere, living under an ocean of air, as bottom dwellers. See, I'm just off to the next piece now, I'm building some commonality. It's just short set game, has to be tight, and you get the you know? Pulling them that night, I don't like going for I'd rather just say, you know, like I don't, you know, hey, let me get your number, maybe I'll see you sometime. That's not how it goes. It's me being more of a boyfriend, a stripper boyfriend profile, which is I may be unshaven, I may not give, I may swear a little bit more, you know, if I can't take it, how am I going to protect her from a world that exists? Now that's a sound that I'll say to a stripper, you know. I'll say to her, my last girlfriend was an exotic dancer, so the last thing I need you to do is tell me anything about your stripper game, because I know more about it than you do. In fact, were I to take the time to sit you down and give you a little insight into how to increase your chances, increase your income in here with the same amount of time. You know how you can come in here and you can make $600. I can turn that $600 into $1,600 because of the different way you engage in the groups. That's what I did with her, and it improved her life dramatically. In fact, her life improved when my words, in 10 minutes, I can tell you something that will help you tonight to make more money in here. I did that with her, and she bought her Camaro in cash. Boom. Now that girl is interested in what I have to say. No, well, you go run along, make your money, do your thing.
Which is what
I do that all the time. I
Right.
say, yeah.
So that's, you know, I'm offering value, right? And I can say, look, I'm promising nothing but great conversation. Okay? I'm not like some a casting couch kind of guy where you have to sleep with me to get value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll go one step further and say I get laid like a rock star. You know, the last thing I need to do is get another random in my bed. It's just, you know. But you are interesting, so I'm going to give you this information, and this is one of the secrets. Instead of going up and saying, would you like a dance? Why did you open with that? What was the purpose of that? Why didn't you go in and say, hi everyone, did you see Candy? Or whatever, you know? Candy's a stripper name in there. And they're, you know, guys will say, who's Candy? You go, okay, well, we're new, so I'm going to let you in on a secret. There's a girl in here, I'm not going to point her out, because I'm embarrassed. I've never been with a girl ever in my life. And just start the story, right? That's what she's supposed to do, you know? Lead us. Not like a table dance, no, okay, maybe later. I'll be in the smoking section. She's supposed to say, I'm gonna let you know a little secret, just promise, I'm embarrassed. Don't tell her, but she's my roommate. She works here, okay? Where is she? Okay, she's not here. I think I'm in love with her. What do I do? How do I break it to her that, you know, because she's met my boyfriend, I've had a boyfriend, and we've recently broken up, and now I'm with, you know, I'm with a guy, I'm seeing a guy, but he's not doing it for me, and I can't help. This one time, okay, it was just the day before yesterday, he was over, and he's sort of boring, and so when he left, she came out of the shower, and she was glistening, and she came out, and she, you know, we see each other naked all the time. It's not, you know, we're best friends, and you see what I mean? Yeah. So that's how I do it to the girl, is you captivate the man's emotions and attention and bring it down here, you know, down to the level of, this is just the story you're imposing. This is my reality. And the reality is a verbal reality that you can impose upon them, as opposed to, do you want a table dance? So I've got other ones that I do, but that's how I do it to them, you know, offer the value. There was one time an exotic dancer girl wanted to be a singer, right? So, can you sing? And she wanted to be a singer, so I helped her be a singer. The way I did that is I said, look, again, I'm not a casting couch guy, I'm not going to make you famous, but what I would do is, as a friend, go with you to get the clothing that you need. If you're going to get on stage, what are you going to wear? See, I instantly get to helping her there. I took that girl down Yonge Street, and we got her the stuff she was going to wear in case she was going to sing. I said, well, get that first, start there. And then I said, okay, you need practice. What about karaoke? What about any free place? Like if you're a comedian, an amateur comedian, you may do 2 or 3 different comedy night moments in a single night for free. You'll just find them. Where are they? Look in the back of classified ads. Where are the comedy clubs doing amateur night, right? Well, similarly, there are karaoke places. There are places, little variety shows. Every little pub has something, especially on off nights. Why don't you go there and do it? In fact, one step further, I'll come with you. It would be an honor to watch you sing, you know? And that way, I got something to do. I'm going to go out anyway. I'm a social butterfly. And then I get to watch you do it. And then I get to see you in the clothing that we got. So that's what I did on one exotic dancer girl, and she became my girlfriend for 4 months. Add value specific to her. And your identity is kind of edged around that. Hopefully this is all helpful stuff, right? Like food for thought.
You go, I work with a lot of models, and I find that the women with size 0 waists, you know, lower the waist size, the less personality they have. I don't know if they're just always thinking about they're hungry or something, so they don't have time to have a personality. But I find that you know, they're not even very sexual. That's something even, so their personality's low, and their sex drive is super low. So I've worked out that lower the waist size normally means lower the sex drive. How do you find that? What do you think about that? And she's like, no, I've got a really high sex drive, you know, and she tries to qualify herself from that.
What I use, and this is all pacing her reality as a stripper. If you're so inclined to rating women from 1 to 10, which I'd never do, I've noted that the exotic dancers who are 7, 8 range, again, no disrespect to their natural beauty, they actually make a little bit more money than the 10s. They make more money in a typical night. And I'll just state that, whether it's yes or no from their mind. I'll say, this is how it works. A lot of the guys feel discomfort because the girl is too dolled up, is not like a girlfriend type, is not the, typical of his desires of wanting his neighbor, seeing girls that he knows in his life, meeting them, and they're not 10s. So when he finally meets the 10, he's too scared. He's actually too scared in this environment to get up, walk over, and say, I'd like a dance from the hot girl. He'd rather have sex, mental sex with the girl who's a little fat because he feels more comfortable to actually ask for the dance. What's your thoughts on that? Keeps her, it seems to work in the field.
I mean, you've got to show these girls that you are used to dancers, you're used to women that pay for their beauty, and so these DHV stories are constantly have to be uploaded into their brain so that they realise that you're not startled by it, you know how to treat her, you know what comes with the job, and you're up to speed with all this, and you can take care of that. So she doesn't have to train you to be a man that knows how to look after an exotic dancer or a model. You already know. That's half the battle won.
Mm-hmm.
Less work for her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And it's attractive.
Yeah.
And don't put her down for it. A lot of guys do that, you know? It's like, what are you doing with all the money you make? Some guys have said that. They don't make that much.
They don't actually make
You know?
much.
And they'll lie. They'll actually lie. They'll say, oh, I'm going, I'm saving up to go to school for, dermatology. You're like, no, she's not. You know? Oh, I'm going to school for real estate. She's not.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, I'm in real estate. She's not. She's a stripper. She's not real estate. Right?
Yeah.
Those are lies. So you can't say, what do you want to do besides this, if you could. Right? No, you have to say, whatever it is that got you here, not to sound condescending, I am proud of you. Sometimes life is tough and you're the type of person that steps up and gets shit done. Well done, girl. Well done. Because you gotta interact with all these dregs of humanity. And I bet you do a pretty damn good job. Do you remember the first time you actually got up and shit a brick? How long did it take you to go from coming into the place to getting up on stage? Because it's one thing to walk around and talk to your first customer and get a little private dance, right? Because that's one game plan, one thing to do. But what happens when you want to save a little money? Because you give so much money to the DJ, you give less to him if you dance, right? So what was it like the first time you performed? I'm not talking about the first time you showed your body in public. Who the f cares, right? Everyone's gorgeous, okay? I've dated exotic dancers, too many. But that first time, the performance aspect, when you got up on stage, see, I did a magic show a long time ago. It's part of doing magic, right? And the first time I went in front of 16,000 people, it was at Canada's Wonderland. It was Paramount Canada's Wonderland in Toronto. I was backstage and I opened the show for Summer Hot Rush, this whole bunch of variety music acts. And I set the standard for the show, right? So this is the biggest thing I'd ever done. And I had lucked out because the agent, my agent was Betty. She was the radio television host of a show, and her husband was the DJ of the radio station that promoted it for a month. So I was on the radio several times prior to it. So it's a big build-up, everyone's there, and there I am backstage. Rick, because I didn't know it was going to be a hot, sweltering day out, and the audience was going to be that big, right? I had to do a 20-minute act. So you must have had you know, you must have been shitting a brick that first time you're up on stage. You remember that? And you're like, and next up, Candy. And you're like, oh, right? So picture me as a magician. I'm backstage and I hear, in the past, an art form was created to indulge and captivate the minds of all mankind. Entering the 21st century, that art form still lives on. This ancient world is known to the world as magic, and here to celebrate this mysterious art, Hot 103.5 proudly presents Eric Von Markovic. And I'm backstage going, me, man, you know? And I remember turning and seeing Betty in the wings there, and she goes, and I'm thinking, that's not helping. You know, that's not helping. And then a calm came over me where I went, I can always give the money back, because it was good money. I can always give the money back, right? It's only a day out, right? I can f it up. And I went out and I kicked ass. Changed my day. Actually, it changed my day real good because there was this one girl. She was in a band called MTS, and I saw her the night before at on Electric Circus on television. So I mean, just you see a girl and you go, that's my type, bam. She was performing there, and lo and behold, Betty helped in getting her into the limo after we were done. Good day, magic's real. Story there. But that is a story I've used in field, in a stripper environment, to show, to pace reality, to build that character that I'm a fellow performer, and it's honed, it's me. But it's something I think is kind of necessary in order to, you know, build commonality with it.
I really like that one.
Thank you.
If we're not saying magic, what would we use? What could you use instead? Something that you perform. You can say that you DJ'd before. You had to go and do a set. If you've ever sung before.
You just have to be enthusiastic about something. I'm just pacing a reality as a fellow performer. What was it like? And she's like, oh, it was, you know? It's like, how much money did you make? Because I can pace her reality as a stripper as well by saying, wasn't that first week up, didn't it with your head? I mean, think it through. You thought, you know, and I like being opinionated, so I was like, you thought when you got here, it was gonna be show your body, get some cash, pay off your rent. You know, your bumper fell off your car, and you needed to pay your garage in order to get your car back, right? But then it started all closing in on you when you realized my shoes are ugly. My high heels, what I thought were high heels that I just grabbed from my closet, aren't the high heels all the other girls are wearing. I have the shortest high heels in here, and they're scuffed, and I feel like a loser. But now, I just wanted to make a few $100, but now I have to go buy shoes if I'm going to work here tomorrow, and I go to find them and find out they're $600. So I have to work 2 more days just to be able to pay for the shoes that I need, so now I have to work for a week. Right? Because I can't wear the same underwear every day. I gotta change this. Otherwise, I'm the same girl in the same blue little nightie that's getting tattered day by day. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Hey, maybe your story is completely different from my last girlfriend. Yeah? All I'm doing is pacing the reality. As if I'm proud of her, I'm not embarrassed by it, I know more about it than she does. See what I mean? And then we can just actually move on and get back to my stories, my material again. But these are the ones that I hone around the strippers, the dancers.
Periscope. Hi guys.
Not that I, you know, am with strippers. Hey, you know, I prefer the models. Thank you.
Yeah.
Women.
So another one I want to talk about is, you know, the coin grab that you taught earlier.
Yeah.
I actually, because they get paid in chips sometimes, like a casino, but also clients will have, like, for instance, you got €2 coin and so on, yeah, and we have a £2 coin in England. So with that coin grab, you can say you can utilise 2 methods. One is I can teach you to make a little bit more money on the day by playing this trick on your clients. You go, hey, I bet you a £5, I bet you that coin, and I'll double your money if I can't, that I can grab that out of your hand. So now the girl learns the trick, you teach her it, so there's lots of keno, boom, boom. Imagine she does that on every man she meets that night, because he's going to do a $5, $10 gamble with her. Sometimes they'll do a $50 gamble, right? She's easy going to make $500 that night, extra. every night just by playing that game with everybody, because who wouldn't be up for it? Every man will go to the challenge that can he grab it in time. You've just made a lot of money, and now you're like, and you owe me dinner for that.
If she sits on your lap, what do? Most guys will just accept it and grab her like this and pull her in, right?
Yep. Boom.
But you can't trust any of the keynotes. So what I like to do is say, okay, off me, woman, just off for a sec, just sit there, good girl, okay, slow it down. I need comfort and trust first. Actually, I'm just not even in this headspace right now. Okay, guess what happened to me? Excuse me, and I'll stack forward. Excuse me. Another thing that I like to do is talk about, and I did say this on day one, a story that I use. It's really a stripper routine. It's where I say, now this is, a few years back, I had a girlfriend who was an exotic dancer, don't be a hater. And if you're inclined to rating women from 1 to 10, I wouldn't do that, but she's off the charts, right? She's a beautiful girl. I get a call from her at 2:15 in the morning. So remember that story? Where a car is coming home?
Yes.
That's the routine that I love using on strippers. Because by the end of it, when I say, the car smashes in and the car spins out, and me, my boys and I, we all hop out. Now, I had that day, that evening, we came from a club where I did a magic show. I did in a high capacity club, a large, like a 15-minute thing in front of 1,000 people, and then I'm hanging out with the boys afterwards, and free drink tickets, and hanging out with the owner because he likes to hang out with his artists, and that's when I got the phone call, right? So we all went to save her basically. So when I had smashed in my car into the back side of his car, and his car span out, there were 3 dudes in that car, right? So we all got out, and my buddy Talman, who's a martial arts master, he literally trains people in Taekwondo. Right? And coincidentally, he used to be the bouncer of the strip club she works at. Right? So he's my boy. Actually, I put him in that job because I knew the owner. When she got the job, I wanted her protected more, and I really know him well. He's my real close wingman. So I took care of it. Well, anyway, so he's coming to save the day with me as well again. Dude, we gotta save my girl again. Fucking hell, you know what I mean? She's a hot girl. Don't f with the guy's girl. You know what I mean? Like. Respect beauty. You don't have to grab the flowers and bring them home from a park. You can just enjoy them where they are, You go to a strip club, enjoy the strip club. Don't follow a hot chick home, right? So we all get out, and he hands me a piece of piping that was part of the lighting rigging for the magic show, and I lost it, that's how I remember this. And he hands it to me, and I walk up to the car, and I just smash one of the lights out. His car was out, like it was spun and out. So I just smashed it. And I walked around to the passenger side, and I smashed the window, which just popped, right? And I walked to the back, smashed it, which didn't pop. Then I walked around to the driver's side, fine. I just, did a 360, and it was me and George Menz, a friend of mine, magician friend of mine, and Talman, and there were 3 guys in the car. And I get to the passenger side, and I just look in, and he just looks and kind of looks away, just like stunned, and I just smashed in this glass. They just pop and falls on him, and he just was there like doing nothing for 30 seconds, and just kind of look at my buddy's going, what's he doing? He's just like this, and it was like big muscle head, no neck guy, right? So you don't know what you're gonna get when you get to it. So he finally looks up at me, and I say, off. And he just starts the car up, right? And I tossed my pipe in the back of his car. I just remember, as if, okay, we're done, right? I never got that part, that's what I remember. And they drove off, and I never saw them again. I'm not suggesting this is what you do. I'm just saying that's what I did. Don't f my girl. Now, sorry, just to conclude in that story isn't something I'm going to throw on every set, because it can offend, because I'm talking about a stripper, because I'm talking about violence, right? But that is a protector of loved ones. That is a protector, that's a certain type of character I am for a stripper. So if she walks down the street with me, I know martial arts. Now I know enough to get myself seriously beat, but I can protect a girl. I'll give you one more example. I had a thing similar to this. It was a plie, open like that with the camera here. So it kind of looked like a gun if you held it like that, right? Back pocket. I'm with my girl. This was Sima at the time. I'm on Yonge Street, walking down the street, and some guy comes and asks her for money, and she says no. Maybe it was too abrupt the way she said no. And he said, come on, give me money. Give me some money. And she said, no, off. And he goes, you f*** off. You know, and was like up on her, and she started like, yelling, right? Because she's a stripper, big boobs, beautiful girl. I showed a picture. She's the one with the goggles. I wore goggles. I got her goggles to wear, and we looked cool together. You know, brought us together more. Well, he said, you know, you, I want your money. He turned to, I want your money, right? So I just, you know, in the heat of the moment, grabbed my plie, right, pointed like this, and I said, "F*** off." And he went and walked off, right? And then I turned to her and I said, opened it up, closed it up, put it away. And weeks later, she said that that was the moment she felt safe with me. She knew that I was hers. That was it for her. That was it. So I use that story, it's true, it did happen, but I use that story about my ex-girlfriend, the stripper, right? And that was, you know, what won her over. Because that's the type of guy I am. You know who I am? I'll tell you who I am. I'm Dirk the Daring. You ever play Dragon's Lair? It's a little video game I played when I was a kid, a Laserdisc game, cartoon game. Dirk the Daring. He slays the evil dragon Singe in order to save the princess Daphne, you know, from the clutches of the evil dragon. I'm Dirk the Daring. I'm not a dragon, you know. I don't slay little girls. I slay dragons. I'm Dirk the Daring. That's who I am. You can't change me. So I throw that in. That's another, you know, DHB thing about being pre-selected and how I roll. So it's a different character for strippers. It's more badass, but they need that. So I'm sort of filling the role. Okay?
Yeah.
A question. You said you have to base your reality as a fellow performer, but in my case, I'm a software engineer. I cannot.
Well, you don't have to be a software engineer. I can say software engineer. I can do that today. I can go in and say, hi, I'm a software engineer. It just doesn't hit. So whether you are or not, you want to use it?
Yeah, but eventually, I mean, you just had a girlfriend. Why don't you figure out? Okay,
So she's not just going to go, oh, I'm done with you.
Yeah, but okay, but I still, isn't it then when you say, okay, you just lied to me? What else?
It's flirting.
Yeah, it's not lying, it's flirting.
Okay, so I should make, say, performer, what can I say? I mean, I've done theater as a
Look,
hobby.
I don't know the answer, but have you ever done any performing?
Yeah,
sort of?
theater, as a hobby.
Theater.
I have done theater.
There it is.
Actually, last year I did theater. as a
Boom.
hobby.
Then you have,
This
then
is
you have
part of your
commonality.
identity.
Yeah, it's
Have you ever been
yeah,
on
I
stage in front of an audience?
Yes.
Well, guess what? So has she.
Yeah, it was.
What was that like?
Yeah.
Just paste that reaction. Doesn't matter, just theater background. And I've gone into that too, saying I love theater, not just because of the fear factor to it all, but rather the love factor to it all, because you fall in love with all the other people that are a part of the production. See, these are my sound bites, man. This is my home stuff.
But actually, I mean, software engineer can also be a very high value because, I mean, at least in Switzerland you make good money,
Yes,
so
it
it can
can, but
yeah.
so can marketer. If you say
Okay.
marketer, internet marketer, millionaire, that's what marketer means. If you say I'm an internet marketer, it's the equivalent of saying I'm a millionaire or I'm a multi-millionaire. It's what you do, you market. So you make money for marketing other people's products, right? You make money. You're a marketer. But if you tell a girl you're a marketer, she'll think what, grocery store, what, you market, right? She doesn't know. So if you say software engineer, you can already see them gloss over, as opposed to what have you created? Well, how do we reframe that? You know, when we do talk about creating the identity, when we're off the topic of hired guns, then yes, I know a way of for you specifically of taking that and reframing it. You know, so yeah, we can definitely discuss that, and maybe you can even use it tonight and feel it.
So then this is part of your identity now, sort of merging the
Yeah,
two.
so we'll get to that specifically. But we're talking right now about the theater aspect, so you have commonality with a
Yeah.
girl who thinks she's a performer rather than a stripper. Because they're dancers, it's an art form. And I paste that reality too and say, I'm aware it's an art form. You know, it's the art of the gab for hustling. I bet you hustle great right before rent's due. I bet you hustle great when you have to, and I bet you when you don't need to, you sometimes stay home, right? And you shouldn't do that. So if you were in my life, what I'd be saying to you is, sweetheart, you gotta work. You gotta go. If you're gonna bother playing the game, play the game properly, get solid, just keep going, even if it's a rainy night, because you never know. Could be one baller in here that's gonna come in with friends, you never know. See, this is me saying you never know, you just have to hustle. I'm just pasting that lifestyle reality, sort of mirroring it back on her.
There's two points I want to add about stripper game, and then you can ask me when we're out if you have any more questions on it. But I think I just want to add two more points. And I'm quite happy.
It's a
that I'm
character
done.
that you're playing and drilling it into her head for her. Protector of loved ones is the number one thing about it.
So the 2 points I want to add are, and they're real quick. So instead of even having to go into a strip club, strippers will go outside and smoke with their big coats on.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be passing by in the day or at night when it's like Friday, Saturday, Thursday, whatever, and find out where the smoking door is out onto the street normally, or in not an alley, but like a side street, and you can game from there. So go in as if it's you just do your opener. Hey, it's got a minute, but bum, 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 and game from outside. You don't have to actually go into the strip club, and you don't come across as a client or a mark, as they call it. So you can actually game them,
Or a perv.
yeah, or a perv, yeah. And another one I use is I say, when I do the shoes, I go, oh my god, you've got the second best shoes, right? But with a stripper, I superpower it. So I say, I can't look at your shoes now. I just can't look. And they're like, why? And then I look at them and I go, because I always win. I always win. But if I look at your shoes, I may lose. But remember, I always win.
Mm.
Like that. And they're like, that's really dominant to them. And then they try and go, look, and they're qualifying. Look at my shoes, look at my shoes. And you're like, no. Maybe I'll look at them, but not in here, not in this place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always win.
So
I
this
think
is
I've
also
used.
just bullshit, right?
I used that yesterday even.
How's it
always
bullshit?
win. Oh, I said
you can use
I'll
it
destroy
when
the
you
room
want.
before I lose.
I can look because
I said
always
you can't
when
win.
I look
That's
at
what I
the
had
shoes,
said
I
at
lose.
one sentence. I said you can't
It's a
win
game you're providing.
because I'm
I get
crazy,
it.
and I will destroy the whole room before I let someone else win. That's just it's harsh. It's hard. You can't beat me in anything I want to win at. You cannot beat me. It can't be done. It cannot be done. Why? Because I will self-destruct to win. Will you? I will supernova explode in my pants.
So are
Just sound bites, right? It's just
we good on stripper game?
good, right?
Yeah?
Kind of like now you have little
Enough
games
to
made.
get
You
along
can go
with.
in and game them. Bartenders, you only got 3 minutes. Know that, right? And you're going to invite them to an industry mixer. You're going to build social proof ahead of time in front of them, and then qualify them. And then even the very thing that's allowing us to meet is the same thing that's going to keep us from ever getting to know each other, right? That's making it, you're pretending to be hard to get and then saying, oh, we're social butterflies, any ideas? And then like a screen up close with pixels. What is this? What alien intelligence built that? Humans? Is this built by humans or is it just always here? Were TVs always here? You were traumatized by reality, by the flood you have been all your life. The first time you looked at the alphabet, you must have looked at that as a child, looking it up on the wall in the classroom and been overwhelmed by it, going, I'm never going to learn that. Like they're trying to teach me, I don't know which one's which. Do you recall the time that you looked at a TV up close for the first time and saw the little pixel dots and it went, how did they make it? Who made this? Is this natural? Is this man-made? It's man-made, right? But how could someone ever make something like a screen up close with pixels? What is this? What alien intelligence built that? Humans? Is this built by humans, or is it just always here? Were TVs always here? You were traumatized by reality, by the flood of reality constantly. That's all this is. You're just going into a different game. You're going to be flooded by humanity, and you're going to get in there and you're going to punch it out with the rest of them. You know? You want to pick up an exotic dancer? Well, how can you be the type to get a girl like that and protect her from the world if you can't even protect yourself from her intellect? She's stepping up. She's going out there. She's younger than you. She's frailer than you. And now she's stronger than you. You have to be stronger than them. You have to look to these girls as inspirations to your strength. Lady Gaga, man. Lady Gaga. Good for her. You know? As opposed to, yeah, you know, she's not all that hot. She's f***ing hot inside. You know? She's like special. So is Gwen Stefani. Not just, obviously, not just special, not just gorgeous. She is special. You know, not just a girl. She is celestial being. Right? So you want to step up and be a celestial being and mirror that, see it in others, and appreciate it. Okay.
Cool. We good on that one? Should we go through your avatars?
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
time do you have?
Well, we got like 20 minutes.
Okay, and it'll lead off into conversations
We've got enough time.
in field as well, you know,
Yeah.
between sets and stuff.
Yeah, when
Because-
we're out, we can.
Because
go
when it
over
comes to creating one's identity, you want to create an identity that is aligned to the type of woman you want to draw. How's that for a wake-up idea? Hey? What kind of woman do you want to draw? If you want to have a Playboy model, if you want to actually draw a Playboy model, you're going to have to create an identity that is aligned with that, right? Whatever it is, mystery, I developed, magician, ladies' man, right? That is aligned for not just exotic dancers, but Playboy models. I've dated a penthouse pet, you know, actually technically more than one, but I mean, one was a penthouse pet of the millennium, you know? So I can't help but feel like I've created my identity to cater to drawing that type of girl. So, you know, in us going around the room and saying, what is it you want to convey you are? You know, you say software engineer, are you trying to get a girl who's into computers?
Actually, I like girls who are intelligent and are into science, so it wouldn't be, I wouldn't say necessarily computers, but I mean, I'm still looking for beauty, of course, but I know there's some women who have beauty and brains, and that's beauty like...
You won't know until you actually talk to them, but yeah, beautiful brains. The hot girls are oftentimes hot inside. They can... They're brilliant, they're witty, they're clever, and they can see through all guys' game. You know, so yeah. But the software engineer, saying software engineer, just kill your game. Even on a girl who's, you know, wants a smart man. Every girl wants an intelligent man, but she wants that sort of a reframed to be of value to her. Not value to society, you know, value to her. Of course she wants a smart guy, but some things you say may not convey that it's smart guy for her. You know? You may have to alter that. Just know what type of girl that you're going to go for. I wanted exotic dancers and bartenders and all of them. Higher guns. I wanted higher guns.
You can have different avatars. You don't have to use the same one. I play different characters. You play different. I play a priest. In Ireland, we picked up we picked up a few girls.
Is this a shirt that you can put on? Pretty much.
Yeah, almost. I've got a collarless black shirt, and then there's this sort of like
It's
comes
just
up.
it's just a little space, right? Little space. So he takes a piece of paper, he writes something, you know, and then folds it up, and then tucks it there. Can we go out?
Yeah, it's like a little priest.
And it's just a joke. He says we're just yeah, right?
And what kind of girls go for that?
Oh, well, so first of all, I'd go into the bar in Ireland and I'd be
How
like,
is it?
I bless you for your sins. What's your favourite? Mine's vanity. You know, I play
What's
that
your favorite
game.
sin?
What's your favorite sin?
Yeah,
Yeah, great opener.
yeah.
Especially if you're pretending to be a priest there, and he has a beer in his hand.
Yeah.
And he goes,
And I'll do the, yeah,
you know,
do
oh
the
yeah,
beer.
he'll do the beer. He'll look at the beer. He's a priest, right? You know, and he's at the bar. And it's just weird to see. And he goes,
And the barmaids are looking at you like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll go, oh, sorry. You know,
and then he'll do.
Yeah, tell the girl.
You'll get that one too.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no. But
You'd
down
open
there-
girls, like, and you'd say, hey, hold on a minute. So,
Yeah.
and just like some girls, short dress. And then, and we ended up. So I got a girl on each arm, Aries with a girl, and we walk into a strip club in Ireland, which is like someone's house. Really, it was really weird. And there's a bar, and everyone just like the room
Oh,
stops.
the casino downstairs.
Yeah, and the room stops as well. We walk in. Like,
He's a
Not
priest walking with two hotties on the arms coming in.
a blonde and a brunette. They walk in.
Clap.
Yeah, and then like the room stops. Everyone. turns
Remember,
around.
it's not like you guys may be looking at it going, "What? He's dressing like a priest." No, it's like Halloween. It's funny. It's just a piece of paper that makes it look like a priest, and he does the jokes. There's all these jokes around it. But when you have two girls and it's any social violation, it's hilarious. Girls dig it. That's what I'm saying. It's a great gag. Yeah.
I never lie, cheat, or swear. Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, and I do that stuff. And then I went and
It's
we.
funny. It's funny when you know he looks like a priest and he goes, "Well, me."
You know, and it's just funny. And I got what once one girl said to me in set, she's like, "Should you be drinking?" And I got a beer. Like, "Should you be?" And I'm near the bar, right? And she's like, "Should you be drinking?" Like, and it's about 9 p.m. or something. I went. At the time already, whiskey please. You're right, whiskey. You can't drink that at this time of day. And it's just brilliant, and they're loving it, and they're dancing with the priest. I say, you ever seen a priest dance? You know, and they just, and it's like, don't matter, whatever we do tonight, I can bless you of your sins in the morning.
No. Your sins will be forgiven.
And then,
But what about the things we?
yeah, and so we're getting girls to write stuff in, like, so write any,
Yeah, write something in it, and
And
then
then-
when I show it to someone, I can read it.
yeah, and I
Some
say,
girl wrote, or something.
yeah, or yes, just profanity, really, rude, like rude. So I'd have it in like this, but it'd be a better collar than this, and then I'd be like,
Well, you know what? Just for the of it.
Yeah.
Is it for the?
We're gonna know that.
Yeah, Father action.
Papa Lips, Lips the name, Lips the game. So they're gonna go, do you ever know what's in a priest's collar?
Yeah.
And they're like, what? You don't know?
Yeah.
Isolation.
You want to know what's in a priest's collar? In a priest's collar. What is in a priest's collar, right? And they
And then I say, take it out, so they're taking it out now.
Yeah.
And I put it out, I say slowly. And they go, and it's like, big dildos, you know, whatever you want to write.
Exactly. Whatever you want to do, but you know, some social violation bullshit.
Priest pack 7 inches, priest pack 9 inches, whatever you want. Yeah.
It's just it's
Father
they're-
Beck is
They're good gags. It's just funny as all hell, and ladies seem to just get a laugh out of it. The playfulness of it. It's interesting. It's unique. How many times does a girl meet a priest?
And then you can go up to girl, you chat to a girl and you go, you just put your hand on her shoulder like that and you go, that's what I'm sinning for, Father. That's what I'm sinning for. You know, things like that, you can just get away with murder.
Forgive me, Father, for I'm about to sin. Forgive me, Father, for I'm about to sin.
I tell you what, Alison, I'm tonight.
Yeah.
Do you want to go for some gluttony? I mean food.
The virgin stuff.
Yeah, what was that one?
Just I forget. I just know the topic of being a virgin. You know, it's like I'm gonna lose my virginity. I've decided everything has changed now that I've met you. That's it. Tonight, girl.
Just, they're like shocked by it, you know. There's not much that turns a priest towards sex.
Fornication.
Fornication.
Today we're going to talk about fornication. Do you fornicate?
Just, you know.
Have you fornicated? Have you fornicated?
I'd even go as far to have a big cross on the inside taped into my jacket.
Made.
And be like, let's have it.
Yeah.
I'm packing. What?
I'm packing.
I'm really a vampire, aren't I?
So craziness and great fun. Lighthearted.
So be a character, and it's fun because you're not you, so you can do anything. There's no need to have an ego or be scared because you're acting, you're playing a character.
Right, back to the identity creation. When asked the question, so what do you do? I say, would you like me to tell you or show you? Right, that I have a sound bite for it. And I've got two answers that I give. One is I'm a professional pickup artist. That's one, I'm a pickup artist. I don't hide from it. You know, did a television show on VH1, the pickup artist. I'm not a pickup artist, I'm the pickup artist. And I'm very good at what I do. How good? Very good at what I do. You know, would you like me to tell you or show you? And then I show magic, a little piece, right? Or I just tell them that I am magic. Not just that I'm fascinated by magic, which is true, right? And it's right down to a deep Gestalt level. I love magic because things are magical, but people are magic, making me magic. I am magic. Really do something. No. You have not demonstrated to me that you are magic. No. You said, what are you the means the eye? Are you magic? Which eye do I look in to see your spirit? That eye, is it? See? Stacking forward to the next thing. But my point though is I have an answer. As opposed to I'm a software engineer, boss. Oh, okay. Right? I want to lead it. So what is your answer to, so what do you do?
No answer now.
Well, we need one.
Yes.
We need one tonight. And tomorrow it can change. Right? So what would you say? So what do you do?
I actually I studied law. I was studying for 2 years, and now I am planning on changing a career to maybe go to odontology. So I can not really say that because it doesn't hook.
No, none of that hooks.
I know.
Right.
So we have a problem there.
Fair enough. You could say I'm fascinated by law.
Okay.
Leave it at that. You know, what do you do? What do I do, or what am I? Right? I can reframe. Some people will put jokes there, which is fine, but don't over joke it. You know, they'll say, so, you know, what do you do? And you say, well, I am currently chopping lettuce and I'm working my way up to cheese.
So what?
From lettuce to cheese. And when I'm managing the McDonald's, that's it. I'm just gonna kick out all my employee assholes or friends that just don't believe in me. One day, right? People can do that. But it's a joke. But the girls are 9s and 10s, and this question, you know, so what do you do? Comes out all the time. You want to be able to handle it in a unique manner, making you unique, and allow the preconceived notions that are attached to what you say you are work to your advantage, right? So if you say, I'm a rock star comes with some pre-selection as opposed to software engineer. So why not say something that has preconceived notions attached to it that are positive to getting the girl, right? The business owner. That's a very general thing. I'm a business owner. Oh, really? What do you know, what business? And you can simply say, I'm not giving you a card here because I'm not out selling you things. You're not going to buy my product. I'm not selling you my product. You're not my customer. So I don't want to talk about it. Club owner. Could be anything, you know, business owners. Quite generic if that's what you're going to do, right? I'd just stick to law for now. If that's what you want to do. Because that is positive, you know? It's positive. It means there's already conveyed by saying, I'm fascinated by law. That's my route. You know. You're okay?
No, it's okay.
It's fading. I understand.
Yeah,
I know. I totally.
That's okay.
We can do a lot of the avatars when we're out.
Yeah,
Just
I think
have half an hour or longer tonight.
Why don't we do that, right? We'll just walk and talk when we're out and about, and we'll be refreshed in a different
We'll add more time
place
on,
to sit,
that's fine.
you know, and
Okay.
Which we always do.
and work more. But yeah, what I want to stick on is the identity, the specific things. Like for instance, are you Googleable? If someone Googles you, you know, a girl says she's a model, right? You Google her name and nothing pops up. She's a waitress. She's not a model, right? So at least have your Googleability in line with what you say you are. You know, I can also just say I'm famous.
You want it? No.
I'm famous for my sins, just like Russell Brand. Only I've had more girls. Must have had more girls. I'm sure he had a great f***ing run because he's sex
a
addict,
huge run, doesn't he?
you know. Maybe he's had more girls.
It'll be close.
But I certainly, on purpose, decided to go the Wizards route, slow down dramatically, because I kind of did this, you know, and it can be a runaway effect. Now what, you know? Hot girls. Now what? But in that is humanity, and that's fun too, you know. So I can't be too pissed off about any of that. But I just have other interests. So I wanted to pursue my other interests, which was knowledge and research and understanding what's going on Earth, all the big picture stuff.